Hi. Okay, so I'm trying a new thing out, videotaping myself because I'm a little bored. But this is kind of a bowl it's taking forever to have these things dry, so I can't really trim them on the wheel, or I'm just gonna sit here forever and wait for them to dry. So instead, I think I'm just gonna carve the bottoms. To do that, you get to, play around with the pot. It's still kind of soft. So I'm gonna take a wire and brace it against me. Make sure that that's nice and cut through. So it's gonna be easy to take off the bat. What we're gonna do is gently, usually do this when it's a little bit more dry, but I'm being patient because I want to carve it. So because I'm going to carve it, I'm just going to put it right on the table. And when you go to carve something, you usually find like a little design that you want to play around with, but I'm just gonna, actually I'm gonna get a bigger table. I am just gonna kind of play around with a design that I think is gonna be fun. I'm gonna take this kind of fun tool and carve in to the base. Just kind of take out chunks. So I like going in opposite. Cutting into it a little bit, and I kind of do the four corners. So I at least have some guideline for consistency. Cool. I'm gonna find the halfway in between there. This is just a fun way to kind of add design to the bottoms instead of just my traditional trimming, which trimming is kind of like an art form in itself. Like I usually tell people, like you can tell if someone's a good potter or not by the consistency in the thinness, or the, not necessarily thinness. Sometimes people like to throw thick. I don't. I like to throw as thin as possible for weight. But I always tell people you can tell like how good someone is based on how consistent they, from the lip all the way down to the lid, or vice versa. Someone can, throw the bot, but also it has to do with their trimming work. A lot of times people don't always take the time to trim as much off as they could, or they are afraid of it and they kind of don't get the feel for it. And that has something that takes time to get comfortable with. And that's why I say, like, as an art form in itself, the finishing of the pot. So I'm just kind of going around now that I've got my markers. I'm trying to go for about 2 in between each. And I'm going to overlap it, so it's okay if it doesn't look that amazing right now. You see it caves in a little bit right there, so I gotta be gentle because it's not very sturdy yet. Like I should be waiting a little bit longer before I did this, but I said I'd be here forever because usually there's fans in studios, and for some reason this studio, the fan has gone missing, and I've asked and they don't know where it is, so I'm not just gonna sit here and not do anything else today because I've kind of wasted time on Tuesday when I normally am here. But so yep, I'm just gonna, you see, it has kind of a little fun design already starting to emerge. This is something Michelle helped me. Shout out to Michelle, my sister. Helped me come up with some designs before, and I don't know, it's kind of more playful than my traditional foot that I like to throw. It's a little more time consuming, but I like this, I don't know, I feel like the extra effort kind of shows forth whenever you're Like you can see it looks nice at the end. So I'm just gonna go around and do a double pattern, a little bit more into what was already existing. I'm skipping every other one. So like one, and then I skip one, and then I skip one, and I'm gonna skip this one, and then I go here, one. I might go back through, I don't know, I kind of like how that looks. Every one. And then I skip one, I skip one, skip one. That worked out nice. Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of fun. I go back through with this little one and do a little design on top for fun. Just remove off some of that extra clay, because that's what I'm just trying to do. I'm trying to make grooves in a pattern, but ultimately I'm trying to remove as much excess clay as I can in a fun pattern technique. And sometimes I'll put this on like one of those things that spins, but they're all being used right now, even though I'm the only one here. So that's something I've been dealing with. Okay, so now the fun thing that I was gonna do with this, so I had to get rid of a lot of the excess, and as you see, like there's this ball of excess clay, which would just be extra weight that you don't want to have. So I was thinking of doing something like a colander or something. But I was also thinking of just carving it like maybe a colander actually. So to do that, you can just do like a big hole in the center and you just kind of start twisting. And this is just a circle tool. It's a little circle. I'm just gonna just do some random ones. This also lets me have a kind of a good glimpse into seeing how deep this floor was, how thick I threw it. You kind of want to have thicker walls for stuff that you're going to carve, because I tend to like to throw thin, so then they're not very structurally sound enough for me to carve. So this is why I chose this one as a good candidate to play around with as a carving piece. So I just kind of do little 5 holes at the bottom. I don't know if I want to do something. I might do kind of like a deeper gouge on the corners. Maybe even go into the pot itself. I think I'm going to do that just because I like having drainage holes. So I'm going to create a bigger hole here. Just because I want a nice drainage hole. That way, if you do have any like berries or pasta, I don't know. These are kind of big holes for a pasta bowl, but you can make it whatever you want. But this way I have nice drainage, because I hate when they get all clogged. I just think that this looks sloppy. That one's a pretty big drainage hole, but it looks nice. So you can see the holes. It's kind of a fun design. I don't know, there's still kind of a lot of thickness here, but I don't want to make it too thin. Maybe I'll make another hole like here. See that? Yeah, I think I'll do that when I finish that. Just so that has nice drainage. And you kind of want to make it bigger because it seems like they're big. But remember, clay has a pretty big shrinkage percentage. I mean, not crazy big, but I'm always surprised at how these stupid holes take forever to do, and then they fill up with glaze or something, and they close themselves off. So I'm always like, you have to really take your time, make the holes decent sized. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I don't know, I really want to cut off a little extra. I just don't like having too much clay on the bottoms. I just feel like it just makes it heavy. I kind of messed up my pattern, but at the end of the day, I care more about it not being very heavy, because no one wants to grab something, especially if their hands are full, that's heavy in the kitchen. So I tend to care more about weight. I think this looks okay. Remember, glaze, I used to spend so much time like being so picky about this, but then glaze hides so much of it. So I just kind of got frustrated because I'm like, what's the point, you know, fine tuning everything, and then glaze just kind of coats it over. And so I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. Put it back on the bat. I'll let it dry for a little bit so that I clean up the edges a little bit before I'm finished with it. But that's one more piece.